Munson with Munson Music. I'm going to talk about how you play a song called My Love by Paul McCartney and Wings. And it starts off with this cool little note that kind of becomes the seventh of a very cool chord later. Well, in just a moment, but you may want to kind of start off with just an A note, like second fret on the G string. You might want to try open A, just any old A you can think of. It could be a cool way to kind of start the tune. And then we go to a B flat major chord. And normally you could do this as a first fret bar, third finger over the D, G, and B. And if you kind of dig on that for the B flat major, you may definitely dig on a B flat major 7 through the tune, where you could kind of do that first fret bar, second finger on the G second, third finger on the third fret on the D, pinky on the B string third. The beautiful sounds of B flat major 7. Now you may also dig on this as a bar, like from 6th fret instead of 1st fret, by doing first fret bar on 6th fret, second finger on the G on the 7th fret, third finger on the A on the 8th, pinky on the D8th, kind of working out the B flat major. Or you could work the B flat major 7, slightly jazzier voicing, by doing first finger on the low E 6, second finger on the B string 6, third finger on the D 7, pinky on the G 7. I'm kind of muting out the A string and killing the E string with the side of my index finger, actually randomly. So you may kind of dig on that kind of jazzier voicing for B flat. And then from the B flat, we're going to be going to an A minor. And randomly, if you are trying to completely avoid bar chords or strange jazzy chords, you could work this as a power chord thing. Actually, doing B flat 5, doing first finger on the A, 1st fret, third finger on the D, 3rd fret, or kind of using that from 6th fret on the low E, 8th fret on the A string. So if you want to rock it out a little bit more, that would definitely sound more powerful. That might be a cool way to kind of avoid some bar chords through the tongue. And then from the B flat, we'd be going to an A minor chord. Normally you do this first finger on the B 1st fret, second finger on the D 2nd, third finger on the G 2nd. And if you strum all those together, it sounds an A minor chord and it sounds really sad. And around A minors, you might want to lift the first finger and make that an A sus2. It sounds very open. Or the pinky could go on the B 3rd for an A suspended chord. It sounds unresolved, but you may want to say some things around that chord. Or you could lift off the 3rd finger for an A minor 7. Or put in the pinky on the high E 3rd for an A minor 7. Or you may dig on this as a bar chord, doing this as a 5th fret bar, 3rd finger on the A 7, pinky on the D 7, kind of working that for the A minor. Or you could lift off the pinky there and make it an A minor 7, or add in the pinky on the B 8th for an A minor 7. And then from the A minor, or randomly if you're digging on the power chords, you could do it as an A5, open A and D on 2nd, first finger on the low E 5th, third finger on the A7 would be another way to play A5. And then we'd be going to a D. And normally you do this first finger on the G 2nd fret, second finger on the high E 2nd fret, third finger on the B string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, the beautiful sounds of D major. Now you may also dig on lifting off the 2nd finger, always a fun finger to lift, and that makes it D sus2. Or you could add in the pinky on the high E 3rd for D suspended chord and kind of say some stuff around the D. Or you may dig on a D7 chord by doing first finger on the B 1st fret, second finger on the G 2nd, third finger on the high E 2nd, kind of working that for the D. You may also dig on lifting off the 3rd finger there and making that a D7 sus2. Or adding in the pinky on the high E 3rd for D7 sus, kind of saying some stuff around that chord. Or I know for myself, actually, a lot of times I'm digging on kind of jazzing things up. So you could kind of do this as a D9, kind of first finger on the D 4th, second finger on the A 5th, third finger over the G, B, and E. Man, I kind of cover that for the D9. Or if you're digging on more traditional kind of bar chords, you could do this as kind of a 5th fret bar, third finger over the D, G, and B, kind of work that for the D major. Or you could do a 5th fret bar, third finger on the D7, pinky on the B7 for a D7 that way. Or if you're digging on the power chord option, you could do open D and 2nd fret on the G string, so D5, or 5th fret on the A string, 7 on the D, it's kind of a D5. And then from the D, we'd be going to a G minor chord. Now, one really easy way to do this, and actually this is kind of weird, but you could do 2nd finger on the low E 3rd, 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd. And if you take the first finger, you can kind of mute out the A string, so you're kind of killing that note to make it G5. That's kind of a good substitute for G minor. You may also dig on taking the first finger and going back to the A string 1st fret. That's kind of what a position G minor looks like, and it sounds so sad. Or you could do this as a more traditional bar chord, G minor, kind of 3rd fret bar, 3rd finger on the A5th, pinky on the D5th. Kind of working that for the G minor. You may also dig on lifting off the pinky and making that a G minor 7. We're adding in the pinky on the B string 6th fret for G minor 7. Or you could definitely do just the power chord, just the 1st finger on the low E 3rd, 3rd finger on the A5th, kind of make that really heavy. And then from the G, then we'd be going to kind of an A minor, back to our B flat, but then you'll kind of hear this cool bass change to an A string 2nd fret B note, and you may want to back that up with a G major chord. So now you got 1st finger on the A 2nd, 2nd finger on the low E 3rd, 3rd finger on the high E 3rd. If you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord that sounds really happy. You may also dig on putting the 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd, working that for the G major. Or you may want to dig on the G7 chord, doing 1st finger on the high E 1st fret, 2nd finger on the A 2nd, 3rd finger on the low E 3rd fret, and kind of working that for your G. Or if you're digging on the bar chords, you can do this as a 3rd fret bar, 2nd finger on the G 4th fret, 3rd finger on the A 5th fret, pinky on the D5th, G major. You may also dig on lifting off the pinky, making that a G7, adding in the pinky on the B 6th fret for G7. And then from the G, then we'll be going to an F major chord. And normally you do this as a 1st fret bar, 2nd finger on the G 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A 3rd, pinky on the D 3rd, kind of working that for the F major. Or you could work just the bar chord, or just the power chord by doing 1st finger on the low E 3rd, or 1st fret, 3rd finger on the A string 3rd for an F5, make that really heavy. Or you may dig on an F major 7 by doing 1st finger on the B 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G 2nd, 3rd finger on the D on the 3rd. Kind of working that for the F major. Then we kind of do our F for kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we go to G minor. And then we go to a B flat. And then we go back to F at the very end. So through that whole intro verse chorus, actually, you could do this we'll talk about a couple different strummings. One way to work it though is just kind of working kind of an 8 down count. Kind of a B flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, A minor, D, da 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 da, G minor. But then you may want to do 4 on the A minor, 4 on the B flat to lead into the G, da da F, da da G minor, B flat, da 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 F, kind of an idea. Or one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So took the B flat and just tried that a lot. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, which would be kind of a slow pace of the tune. So I tried that through that intro verse chorus. You have the B flat, B flat, A minor, D, G minor, and then you may want to do it down, kind of on the A minor, down, down up on the B flat before you go to that G. Da da F, da da G minor, B flat, da 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 F. So you may kind of dig on that. Randomly on the D chord too, while you're on that D major, you will hear this cool little bass line where you play open D, 3rd on the A, 1st fret on the A, open A, which is kind of this cool little walk down actually, kind of D, 3, 1, open. You could even kind of try and back that up with chords, kind of D to a C major chord. And normally you do this 1st finger on the B 1st fret, 2nd finger on the D 2nd, 3rd finger on the A 3rd. You strum all those together, that sounds a C major chord that sounds really, really happy. Now you may also dig in general, and not necessarily for this tune, lifting the 1st finger for C major 7, or adding in the pinky on the B 3rd for C major 9. Another way to play C major 9 would be doing 1st finger on the D 2nd, 2nd finger on the A 3rd, 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high 3rd, kind of working that for your C major. And randomly, you may also want to use the C7, kind of going back to the regular C major shape, pinky on the G string third might be a cool option on that. And if you really want to get in that hit really bad, if you're like, man, I really want to follow the bass line, on that D chord, you could kind of do the D for 2, C for 2, B flat for 2, A minor for 2. So on that, if you kind of dig on that, you'd have that B flat, B flat, A minor, D, C, B flat, A minor, G minor. It's kind of a walk down. And then the A minor, B flat, G7, da da F, da da G minor, B flat, da da F. So you kind of dig on that idea. Or for myself, what I was really digging on was something called the 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot at the beat, right now we're dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is we take the B flat and do it down for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you do it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you do it up on 2, down on 3. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you'd be going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 down. Now the weird part is the A minor, B flat, that half, and you may want to do just a down, 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 up, kind of half the pattern on those chords. Or if you're a little bit more adventurous, you could do the A minor with the down, 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 up, and then go to the B flat for the up, down, down, up, down, up. And randomly on the D chord for that lick that we were just talking about, that bass line, you may want to try and just kind of follow that as kind of a bass down up. And then you can even do this around the chord, kind of a D bass, C bass, B flat, first fret on the A, open A. So what I'm doing is kind of cheating the D by kind of starting on a D sus, 1, 3, and 4, and then using my second finger for the A string third, moving back with first finger for the B flat, and then the open A. You might even want to try that around the D7. Yeah, it get really nasty. I think it works better around the D sus. If you want to try and get that bass line. So through the verse chorus that way, you have that B flat, B flat, da da dee da A minor, and then our D 3 1 open G minor, A minor, down down a B flat, down down a B, down down a B, da da G minor, B flat. There, then we'll be going into our bridge part. Kind of repeat that part, or our main verse chorus twice, and then we kind of hit our bridge. And we start on the G minor, and everything's kind of halving. So you may want to try just 4 downs on each chord. Kind of G minor, and then a C or the C7, F for 4. But then we go to an A major chord. And normally you do this first finger on the D second finger on the G second, third finger on the B second. If you strum all those together, it's a big party on the 2nd fret, and it sounds really happy. Now you may also dig on lifting off the 3rd finger, maybe an A sus2, adding in the pinky on the B 3rd for an A suspended chord, and kind of saying some stuff around the A. Or you may dig on lifting off the 2nd finger, fun finger to lift, for an A7. Or you could readjust the fingers and put 2 on the B string, pinky on the high E3rd, give that a little bit more bite. Or if you're digging on the bar chords, you could do this as a 5th fret bar, 2nd finger on the G second, 3rd finger on the A7, pinky on the D7 for an A major. Or you could lift off the pinky and make it an A7. you could add in the pinky on the B string 8 for an A7. So if you kind of dig on that, that might be cool too. So we got kind of G minor for 4, C for 4, F 2 3 4 A, B flat, and then a C, F A, G minor, C, F A, B flat, C, and then kind of a big push on an F chord. Now, if you're doing the down, down, up, you might just want to work a down, down, up on those halving chords. Or you can kind of split the pattern and do the G minor, down, down, up, C with the up, down, up. So you want to kind of experiment with that. So we tried it that way. You know, the G minor, C, F, A, B flat, C, on the 16th pattern, you could do the down, 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 up on each of the chords to kind of have them, or you could split the pattern and do G minor, down, 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 up, and then go to the C for the up, down, 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 up. Kind of work it that way. So we tried the bridge that way. Go to G minor, C, then we'll be going into kind of a solo part that matches our verse chorus. Now, one other thing that I'd think about adding to the song with is some bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down, like the down, down, up, down, you can throw in a bass for the chord. So on the B flat, you'd have the A for the bass, unless you're doing the 6th fret bar, then you have low E for the bass. On the A minor, you have the low E for the bass, unless you're doing or the 5th fret bar, you have low E bass. Regular A minor would have the A bass. On the D, we'd have the D for the string for the bass. The G and the G minor, we'd have the low E for the bass. And on the C, we'd have the A string for the bass. And on the A, we'd have the A for the bass. So we could kind of try that solo, like just the rhythm part, kind of working it. So we tried that solo progression with a bass down, up, down, up. And you'd have the B flat, da, da, A minor, B, da, da, G minor, A minor, B flat, G. I went randomly on the G. You might want to do the A string for the bass, kind of that G slash B idea. Da da. Then we'd be going back to F. Ba, da, 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 G minor. Work that with basses and make it a bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or bass, bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or bass, bass, down, down, up, a bass, down, up, down, up. That'll be cool little variations. So B flat, B flat, A minor, D, G minor. B, da, da, G minor, B flat, da, and through that part, actually, I'm sure you could go find some real tab to find exactly where they're playing this. But you hear this cool little organ idea that kind of comes in right after that big F hit. It kind of starts the solo off, kind of a 2-3 on the G string hammer on. And an open G, second on the G, and then second to the third and hammer on the G. So A, B flat, G, A, B flat. Kind of kicks it off. Then you hear these cool little guitar licks where you could get a 6 on the high E, 3rd on the high E, 6 on the B, and then 5th fret on the G as a bend. And randomly on acoustic, sometimes that can be really hard to get that bend all the way up. So you might want to try that as a slide from 5 to 7 would get you the same notes, actually. actually. Slides are good substitutes for bends. And then we kind of do that again. And then we go 5 on the G, to 9 on the G, 10 on the B, 8 on the high E, and then a little quick hammer-on pull-off from 8 to 10 on the high E, and then 10 on the B, and 9 on the G string is a slide to 11. So that was a lot to kind of cover really quick, actually. So you got a 6 3 6 3 5 bend, 6 3 6 5 bend, 6 3 6 5 bend, 5 slide to 9, 10 8 10 8 10 9 11, and then we go to 12th fret on the G, and then do a slide to 3rd fret on the G, and then we go to 10th fret on the B as a slide to 1st fret on the B string. 3 on the B, 1 on the high E string, 3 on the high E, 3 on the high E again, and then there's a slide to 3 or to 5, and then to 8, and then to 10, all the way to 13th fret on the high E. And that can be a little crazy, kind of that. And then 13, and then we got 15 on the B, 13 on the B, 14 on the G, and then 15 on the B, 13 on the B, 14 on the G, and then 12 on the D string, and 14 on the D, or no, 12 on the G, 12, 14 on the G, 12 on the G, 15 on the D, and then 12 on the G, 15 on the D. So that might be kind of a cool tag lick. So from the 10 slide, you got the 1 1 3 1 3 1 3 5 8 10 13. Might be kind of cool, or you could play around with those notes and kind of find a way that works for you, or you could go buy the crazy cool Beatles anthology that I keep on needing to buy, I'm sure. But I say that this is a Paul McCartney song. Oh, so you can go find some tabs somewhere. It won't be in the Beatles anthology. But anyway, so from there, through that whole solo part, actually, it might kind of help for me to try and play this. So through that whole solo, you got your keyboard licks, and then we got our guitar part coming in. 6 3 6 5 bend, 6 3 6 5 bend, 5 9. Play around with those notes, and then from there, we'll be coming back in on our verse chorus. You can really work that with any of those ways we were talking about. So that B flat, A minor, G minor, A minor, B flat, G/B. Piece of the bridge for our outro. So we got kind of G minor, C, B flat, C, and then we're back to F, B flat, C, and then we go to F, very, very end. But that's the basics of how you can strum through My Love by Paul McCartney. So good luck!